Hello.
Hello,
So,
it's Tuesday again instead of
that-
Thursday
well,
when we're recording this.
I was about to say, not when this comes out.
No, this usually comes out on a Saturday, but we record on Tuesday because it gives us room
Yes.
so that
So,
if we are not available, we can say, let's do it Thursday or Saturday morning.
shit has happened.
Yes.
And by that I mean, the Charlie Kirk situation has gotten worse.
How has it gotten worse?
So, last time we talked about how some people celebrate his death, which is terrible.
Disrespectful.
Like, I don't necessarily agree with his stuff, but like, don't kill a man. But
Yeah.
now some people have been fired for celebrating his death, which
Ouch.
is good. Mainly teachers. There were like
Yeah.
teachers that tweeted shit about it and then they got fired because they were celebrating it. And the schools were like, we can't, that's a bad example for the students, man. But not just teachers,
Yeah.
like just also some other people. But also, I've seen people go insane and advocate for also like his wife and children to be next, which like, what the fuck?
Well, I can weirdly see where those people come from, especially with the wife, because his wife has said that she would continue Charlie Kirk's thing.
Yes. But
So
how about we
if a
don't
person would,
advocate for killing anybody?
that is true. But I can see where they're coming from in the sense of you want one person dead, that person is now dead, but somebody else is filling in that role that you don't want filled.
Yeah, but that is stupid to me.
Some people see
You,
it that way.
you want to do something about it? Become politician as well.
Yes.
Run against it.
Actually, I'm gonna look up how, how you get into politics.
You just sign up. But Jules, someone our age being elected is kind of rare.
It is rare, but if you have somebody if you have the opportunity to,
I
then
did say
yeah,
before, like, if we just start quoting Senator Armstrong, I'm sure we'd get some followers.
yeah, just not the right ones. Well, we would get the right ones, but not the right ones.
Armstrong is necessarily right wing, though. I mean, that's
Yeah, but in
literally why
general,
they gave him like a yellow tie instead of the traditional blue or red. Is because it doesn't matter what side he's on. The problem is that he's fucked up.
and also the fact that he doesn't want, like, he just wants his views.
Yes.
Also, the whole left and right thing is sort of flawed anyway, because what it does is what is happening in the United States and has been happening for years now is you just have two sides. People are not going to see it as a
Yeah.
spectrum. People are going to see it as a coin. It has one or
Yeah, I
has
know.
two sides, and either you're on one or the other, and you hate the other side.
Yes. But it is good to have like, I don't know, like sides like that you can, to give you
Yeah,
at least a somewhat vague idea.
but don't leave it at two. Have multiple. Have like three sides, like you have left, right, and center.
Well, you already kind of have three with like like social, and then
Yeah,
uh
you kind of have we have left, right, and
liberal,
middle.
and there's another one.
If you're conservative
Yeah, that.
parties, like if you're liberal parties, and if sort of the middle ground in between there. And from what I've learned at school, basically, the so-called right basically wants less government, less influence from the government on some stuff, and just wants more literal freedom from the government, like to do what they want. Meanwhile, the so-called left side wants
Nah, that
more,
that can be on
wants the
both
government
sides
to,
though.
yeah, but at least if you generalize it a lot, that is kind of the very
Hmm,
rough cut of it.
maybe.
But you also have like progressive and conservative within that. So you basically have left, right, and center, and then you have on those three you have conservative and progressive.
Yeah.
It basically means you have six sides because each side still has two options. You have some parties that are like, it is perfectly fine how it is right now, and don't want to change anything or go back to how it was. And then you have the more progressive parties who are like, we need some change. But it's, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is kind of, yeah, politics is a bit weird.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, with the, like, the entire, especially the United States, the government is a little bit, like, on edge, I feel like.
Oh, I wonder why.
I also saw a post that I'm not sure if it is true that like 3 hours before Charlie Kirk got assassinated, that the Senate passed sort of the blocking of the release of the Epstein files.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that is true because I read it, so yeah, and it was a
Right.
meme about it, so you don't know if it is true,
Mm-hmm.
but it wouldn't surprise me
I
at
don't
this
know.
point. Yeah. Speaking of idiots, people can't drive.
Oh no.
I was driving home
Getting
from
this
work.
again.
Yes. And I went underneath a bridge, like a small tunnel, which gets quite steep. And on the uphill, there's a traffic light, which, as you can imagine, sometimes it's red and you have to wait on an incline, which means a hill start, which can be more difficult for some people. My Twingo loves it. Doesn't doesn't care at all. It just goes. Like I'm going to rev it a little bit more, but it doesn't care. But I was driving. There were two cars in front of me, a Mercedes directly in front and a Volkswagen in front of that. The Volkswagen apparently was the driver was on the phone for some reason because he stopped at a green light, like full on standstill.
Nice.
Or the light turned green and just didn't notice. Like I honked twice and then he noticed. Meanwhile, the Mercedes in front of me stalled and didn't go for like half a minute to a minute.
Why?
I don't know. At a traffic light, like there was a traffic light later on where I have both two options. Like it could go left and then right, or it could go straight and then left and then right, and then same place. And the Mercedes went left, and I decided to go straight on, so I could just slightly look into their car to see who was driving because we all do that. When somebody's driving like an idiot, when you finally pause them, you look who's driving, so you can judge. And then the light went green again. And I felt the irony as I stalled myself. It was kind of karma. It was basically just I judged somebody heavily for stalling and taking very long to get going again. And at the next traffic light, I stall. But I got going quickly because if it happens, I immediately, all right, key slightly back, restart the car, drive away.
Right.
So yeah. Some people just can't drive. And also the horn does sound cute. Like it's not a very loud, it is a very polite for some reason. The Twingo and the Volkswagen that is technically not mine but is eventually gonna be mine. Both have a very polite horn. It's not a very loud and just obnoxious one, it's just a polite yo, there is something like can you move please, or there is something dangerous. And I find it incredibly funny.
Polite
It's
horns
just
don't exist.
well, they do actually.
No,
I think it's
they're always
Grenadier.
annoying because they're never used correctly.
Well, you know what's funny? I think the Ineos Grenadier, which is basically just a Land Rover, like the Defender model, like the older one, but continued because they changed it to a newer model, but people are still interested in the older model. Like it has two horns, one for cars and one for cyclists.
Okay.
Because like in the Netherlands, it's the same with buses. The buses have two horns here as well. You have a sort of bell, which if you're in Amsterdam, you hear the same noise from the trams, like a little bell to basically say, "Get out of the way, I want to go by." But because it's a bus, it also has a big, like semi-truck horn on it, which you rarely hear. But if you do it, it's fun. It's a surprise. But yeah, you have that. You can have two horns on a car, but I only have one. And it is not hostile at all. It is just very friendly. And I only use my horn to basically tell people to get going at a green light if they don't start rolling when it's like 5 seconds, which might sound short, but it's quite a long time if you're actually at a traffic light, because you can sense if they're not going to move. You can sense that by their brake lights not turning off. If they keep their foot firmly planted on the brakes, they're not moving anytime soon. So if you don't honk the horn, they're like, are they honking? Oh wait, my light's green. And they can start moving again. Also, I'm starting to get stuck in traffic jams now. And it's mainly because of highways. Like yesterday it was because of a different road, but today was as I was approaching a highway, which I go over, like I skip the highway, but it's a junction that has like entrances and exits to the highway, which means that everybody wants to go off has to go to the correct lane. But if you have too many and the light is red, you're also blocking the lanes to go straight on. And that will cause a heavy traffic jam. Because then you're basically, even if the light for straight on is green, there are no cars there because everybody's stuck behind the cars that want to turn off onto the highway. Also just traffic lights in general. Yeah.
So basically, I now get to laugh at you. That's what you're saying.
What?
For getting stuck in traffic jams.
Well, the most annoying thing is just the very low speeds. Like you're really using your clutch at that point, or just lightly applying a throttle in second gear to keep driving at 15 kilometers per hour. Or else you'll just, if you don't apply enough, you'll stall. If you apply too much, you end up in the back of the car in front of you. And it's clears up after the traffic lights. Like, it's just that those traffic lights are causing major traffic jams. It's almost if you use sort of a roundabout structure. Or have more, like, ooh, no, I almost said something very terrible. I almost said add more lanes, which is not
No,
the
that
solution.
does not work.
No.
It works
I
short
think,
term.
yeah, but the reason the short term is as long as people realize that, hey, there's a new lane of highway, that means there's less traffic.
Yeah.
And that ends when everybody that thinks that starts driving there realizes it's full again, and then they stop taking that highway because it's still clogged, but a group still stays on the highway, and then you end up needing another lane, and that's you end up with a 12-lane highway.
Yep.
Imagine being on the left side and having to take the exit. You're missing that one and the next one because it's gonna take that much to just move over and over and over. In the meantime, 1 or 2 lanes should be enough. Maybe 3 or 4 if it's a really busy highway, just because of capacity. Because that's the thing as well. An extra lane can be the long-term solution if if the capacity has already been like is around that level. So if you need if 5 lanes of traffic is enough, and you have 5 lanes, or you have 4 lanes, and you have 5 lanes of traffic trying to get over it at a maximum, because just the amount of people living around it, then that's fine. But don't do it too often. Or invest in public transit.
Nah.
Because if you invest in public transit, then less people go by car, which means less traffic jams.
But that costs money.
Traffic jams and widening roads also cost money.
Yeah, I know. They actually cost a shitload of money.
Yes, and it ruins the environment more. Not even just with pollution, just with looks. Because you're adding another lane of highway. You're widening a road. Less green. In the meantime, oh no, we might have to build one extra train track, which can move a lot more than one lane of traffic. I'm still not opposed to turning all the highways into railways. The foundation is basically there already. It's mostly flat, like very wide corners you can take at high speeds. And it's built for heavy traffic.
Yeah, you keep dreaming, buddy.
And it's already pretty wide, so you can easily fit, like, on a 4-lane highway, you might be able to fit like 3 train tracks. Which if 4 lanes both sides means 6 tracks. That is more than enough traffic. You can basically run 3 trains parallel to each other. That should be enough.
You keep dreaming.
That of course won't happen because oil. even if you remove a part, not even all of it, a part of the subsidies for oil companies and all that stuff, we could make public transit completely free. The government wouldn't be spending any more money than it is. The money would just go somewhere else where public transit becomes free, which means no ticket booths, no cards that need to be scanned. Just you enter a train station, you enter the train, you exit the train at your destination, done. Because right now it is first you have to check in, which some people really struggle with. And sometimes the machine is just annoying. Like you have to be very precise with what you scan.
Yeah.
And then you sometimes have a conductor moving through the train checking tickets. Can also be sort of annoying. And then when you leave the train and leave the station, you have to check out.
Dude, I saw a video, a Muujin video, because of course, about, I forget who it is, but like, he is a YouTuber, and he's now also, well, yeah, he changed somewhat career. I think he's still on YouTube, I'm not sure. But he also made a slight career change. He's now, in the EU as a politician. And this guy has videos. He deleted some of them. And you understand why. Because some of them are literally him being illegal.
Yeah,
One of the things he did he would go to another country, like as a tourist, and try to go in public traffic for free.
Yeah.
In Japan, he got caught, and he would play dumb. He would be like, "Oh, I thought it was this amount of money. I don't have the. I thought it was this," and the police let him go because they're like, "Oh, he's a tourist," but he's done that shit multiple times.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that out in the open.
And now he's a politician, and well, he made fake statements about how the EU works.
Let me guess. He's originally from the United States?
No. The EU is not the US. I don't think a US person can enter. No, I don't remember where he was from. I don't know. I think somewhere from Eastern Europe.
I see.
I want to say Tunisia, but I'm honestly not even sure if that's in Europe.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but still.
Anyway, why is he there? What?
Yeah, but like, if you go make false statements, you should just be called out for it.
Oh, he did. The EU, like, I don't know what you call it, but basically the sort of prime minister.
Yeah.
I think that one called him out.
Ooh, that's rough.
Because he made statements about that guy. Well, you said it's rough, but the problem with the EU is that people don't actually, like, watch it and follow it.
Yeah.
Like here in the Netherlands, like we know all of the important people, right? Name me one important person that's in the EU right now.
Mark Rutte.
No, he's not in the EU. He is in the NATO.
Is he EU?
No, he's NATO.
Oh, wait, hold on. Jesse Klaver, was
He
he in
he
the EU
used to
now?
be, because
Used to be, yeah.
because he was the prime minister, and as a prime minister of the country, you are also in the EU.
What is the guy called again? The one that did like the economics part, like the money part.
Oh,
What is he called again?
Father Abraham.
No, no. Like the finance minister from a while ago.
Oh, Hoekstra.
No, was it? No.
Wopke Hoekstra.
No, not. Is
Or
it?
at least he wanted to.
Oh yeah, that one. He is a European Commissioner for Climate, Net Zero, and
Oh,
Clean
right.
Growth.
Was he not? Yeah, I remember that whole situation.
So does that mean that he is within the EU?
I don't know.
It says here, European Commissioner.
Oh,
So
shit. Well, yep, that means that he's in. But didn't he, like, say some shit that a lot of people were like, wait, is he even allowed?
I don't know, but he is in the EU, so I know someone that's in the EU.
Right.
Not that that helps any bit, but you know.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. It's the EU is very complicated, but that's fine. Because if you look at Dutch politics, it's actually quite complicated as well. Like you get used to that, but no one's following it. Outside of like a few somewhat obscure like journalists. Like, you know how many people we sent out of our politics due to scandals, right?
Do you mean the one where they basically went to people, like to parents,
No,
and
not any
saying,
specific one, just overall.
yeah, but I think the most famous one, or
Yeah,
the most
yeah, yeah.
recent one at least, was the
Yeah, but there's
Kinderfunkenschlag.
a bunch of
That one.
smaller ones that had, like, the minister that was in charge of it. Like, well, it's not called fired, but essentially the equivalent, right?
He was let go. He had to disappear.
No. But, yeah, so the EU is much bigger than our government, and yet in like 20 years, I think maybe 2 people were like fired, which, like, you're not telling me that with the amount of people that have had to, step down, I guess the official term is, here in the Netherlands,
Yeah.
in the Dutch government, you're not telling me that nothing has happened in that massive EU, like, Congress, whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely more stuff that happens, but because we don't follow it, there's never consequences for them.
Yeah, I guess if you that would be true.
And I'm not like like some people are anti-EU. I'm not anti-EU because it has done a lot of good stuff for like, and it still does.
I mean,
But some of the stuff with it needs to just be different.
Take a look at the United Kingdom. They left the EU in 2016
Yeah.
with the whole Brexit thing.
Yep.
I think they are now asking. I think they are now partially trying to get back into the
I don't
EU
know.
because
Are
they've
they?
realized
All I
that
know is
they've.
that they're doing kind of bad.
Yeah, exactly. Which I mean, but have you seen the laws that they have? Like, you are not allowed to bring any meat or dairy with you.
What?
Like, if you
To
go
where?
by train, to if you go to the UK, like
Hmm.
from the EU, you are not allowed to bring any dairy or meat, or at least it has to be like
That's
it is
probably
heavily regulated.
because sometimes there are differences in how that stuff is cleaned by law, how that is supposed to be cleaned.
Yeah, there are some differences in that, but still.
Like for instance, in America, they clean their chickens by basically throwing them in a bathtub with a chloris, like, or is that called that? Wait, I think so. The shit you put in a bath pool, like a
Oh, chlorine.
chlorine, yeah. They clean their chickens with that, and we don't really want that here.
Yeah, because chlorine doesn't go into your chicken.
Preferably not. No.
Yeah, that's dumb. Like, there shouldn't be any thing for that is just like with food safety is can actually be life or death situations if
Yeah.
treated incorrectly,
Yes.
which in the United States the laws are very relaxed,
Yeah.
which is where the danger comes in. Like, that is where if your chicken is treated wrong, for example, then salmonella is right around the corner. You know, it's right there basically,
Yeah.
and nobody wants salmonella, but you know,
Dude, why does salmonella actually sound like something you would put in your bread? Like it sounds like, you know.
but, but Jim, have you actually seen the posts
What?
about people saying that, like on a post about like chicken being slightly raw? There are people that then actually go and claim I can't get salmonella because it's not salmon.
Wow. Those people better be joking.
Same, because otherwise it's just gonna be a whole lot of hospital visits because guess what? Salmonella isn't just on chickens.
No, not just that. Just surely you're not that stupid, right?
Some people are.
Yeah.
I mean, you have we both have we've both seen how some people drive. That should already be a massive indicator of how bad it is. So yeah.
Nah, it's nah. It's never gone wrong in traffic.
We've been in a car with each other.
It couldn't possibly.
Like we both know how each of us drives.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We both know what to look out for.
Your point being.
Also, I will at some point get you to drive that Twingo.
Yeah, I know.
And I was surprised by how annoyed you were at the fact that the speedometer is in the center
Yeah!
of the car.
Yeah, now I gotta look right.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to, but you use it pretty quickly. If you look by your steering wheel, you will see warning lights. If they're on, actually. So far, I have none on. The only light that is on is the lights which are manual. Like you have to manually turn on the lights.
Oh no.
It is very difficult to forget to turn them off because if you open the door with the lights on and your key out of the ignition, it will start beeping at you.
Okay.
I speak from experience. It'll just start beeping at you like, yo, your lights are still on. Turn them off, dumbass.
Okay,
And then you turn your lights
that is
off and then
funny
it stops.
shit.
It doesn't even have central locking, so yeah. You don't get to press the buttons on the keys. On the key anymore. You have to shove it in and turn it,
Okay.
and then it works. Isn't that lovely to have a car that is actually quite manual in nature?
I guess.
You know, it prevents a lot of it prevents a lot of bad driving because you have to actually focus on everything, or else you will probably die. Like you have because you have to make sure that once you're actually driving to you have to keep also my steering wheel isn't fully centered. I'm sure that will frustrate you even more.
Wait.
Like if you're driving straight, your steering wheel isn't straight. It's slightly turned to the right
You better get that fixed.
at some point. Like it is not a
No, not at some point. Like,
necessary.
before I drive in that shit.
If I get to it, because it can be one
No,
of two
just before
issues.
I drive in that.
It can be one of two issues. It can either be a alignment issue, which can be fixed with a simple alignment, or it's actually just straight up mounted weird. In that case, I'm gonna have to undo the steering wheel, turn it correctly, and then attach it again. And also, there's nothing on the steering wheel. Like, actually nothing. Probably the only thing would be an airbag. But apart from the airbag, you just have your horn is on your indicator stalk. So instead of flipping it up to
Can't
indicate
wait
right
to
or down to
try out
indicate
the
left,
airbag.
you have to push it in, and then you start honking the horn. Which means you don't even have to get your hand off the wheel. You can just, while driving, you can just use your horn. It's efficient. Especially in France, where people can't drive.
Ooh, can we try out the airbag?
No. Well, if you're buying me a new car, then yes.
You don't have to buy a new car for that. You just need to, like, trigger them.
Do I first get to take it out of the car?
Yes.
Yeah, then you're buying me a new airbag.
How expensive could it be?
Let's actually take a look.
Probably quite expensive, honestly.
Products. Airbag module. Seat airbag. 35. 75. Oh, airbag kit. 242 euros.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, if you just want the steering wheel one, then it's 50. But if you're buying me a new one anyway, then why not just, just buy the airbag on its own? Like maybe from a different model car, which is a lot cheaper, and use that and just set that one off.
We need
That
to
is a lot
test
more
yours.
cost-effective. Why would you need to test? Actually, a better question: why would you want to test my airbag?
So
What
that
are you
you're
planning?
so that you're sure that we're safe.
In that car, safe.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. And also, if we have to sleep in the car,
Or no.
we can.
I guess you don't have to sleep on the floor next time.
I'm just, what I'm gonna do then is I'm just gonna remove the headrests from the driver and passenger seat, move them all the way forward,
Yeah.
like the back, like the backrest all the way down.
Yeah.
Move the rear bench all the way forward, I think, as well. Put those all the way down. Boom! You now have a bed in your Twingo.
If you wanna be a bit, I don't know what the right word is. If you wanna be a bit, bit of a player with it, you could invite one of his sisters.
Let's sleep in the car together.
You have the space.
Yeah, you probably can't bring any luggage with you, though.
Well, you would need to. It'd be parked in front of their house.
Yeah, and all of a sudden the car just keeps rocking. Because the suspension is
you
quite
can't.
soft.
No, they're religious. You need to marry her first before you can do that.
Is a ceremony required? Or is that
Technically not. You just have to tell the government. And
Yeah,
in their case, probably God.
Well, God is always watching, right? So he can see the ceremony. He can see the government stuff and figure the rest out from there.
I might have to tell you on about this joke. Hey, hold on. Bush immediately started talking about having sex with your sister in his car.
I'm not gonna do that. No.
Sure. So which
Unless
one do
I'm
you
married
pick?
unless I'm married to one of them, then the possibility would be there. But that's no,
So which one would you pick?
none of them.
Oh. Well, you already have your eye on someone else.
Not yet.
Oh.
So if there are any women listening to this podcast,
Disclaimer,
join
he
the
does
Discord.
not look like what you see on screen.
Yes. But if that is so, and you're looking for someone, join our Discord and DM us.
Don't DM me.
Why not?
Why do I need that for?
You can buy a Twingo as well. I mean,
Of
you have a
her
driveway in
money?
front of your house.
I can buy a Twingo if I wanted to.
Do you have under 2,000?
I have over 2,000.
Then you can get a. Because if I just go to, look for because of course a second-hand one.
Here's the thing right now though. It looks like I have a lot of money, but like when you realize I'm at some point gonna have to buy a house, suddenly it's nothing.
Yeah, so I've looked into that at some point, and if I want to borrow just over 200,000 euros, I'm gonna need like 40 to 50,000 in savings.
Right.
But with my salary,
Yeah, I'm not
if
there.
I save if I save 1,000 a month, then I can, in 4 to 5 years, I have that saved up. Plus, I already have a little bit of a buffer right now, which means that I would be able to actually buy a possible small house / apartment and then live there. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That option exists.
Yes.
Also, Jim, what color do you want your Twingo to be?
I don't want that Twingo.
Why not? They're funny.
Because I've seen what it's like and I'm not having a car with the speedometer on the side.
I will at some point show you the experience of overtaking a semi-truck with one of these. Because it is hilarious. Like, it's a car with not a lot of power, so it's just screaming. You're basically sitting there like, come on, you can do it, I believe in you, come on. All the while you're just driving 110 kilometers per hour.
Right.
You're not going fast, but the car is really just going at it.
Okay.
Like, that's the fun thing about a slow car, you get to push it. Like, if you want to do some spirited driving in a slow car, you will do it safely, because you won't be breaking any speed limits. Yes, which is basically
like
just...
when you invite his sister, they...
No, but I feel like some people on the road did do some spirited driving on their driving exam. With the person taking the exam. Like, they went to the parking lot, did some spirited driving, and then they got their license.
We may have once caught people doing it in their car. Cause like we were parked somewhere, right? And we were leaving. And it was like at night. And a car to the left was moving, right?
Yeah.
It's a little bouncy. And we turned the corner so the headlights go over that car. And we see a headlight come up. And it stopped.
How hard were you guys laughing at that point?
Uh, well, my little brother didn't know what was going on.
Good. Because I would be absolutely laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
With it's like
Yeah.
that's also a thing with French cars, especially if they're a tad bit older. They're very floaty with their suspension. Like the Twingo as well. I may or may not have driven it with like left a roundabout at 50 kilometers per hour. Because it's a small car, you can just hit the apex of the corner and just send it out of a roundabout. It is incredible. And yeah, also I did like Quentin was in a call and we went through the entire manual, and at the end of the user manual there are like problems and possible repairs, right? So you can actually see if you like it also said if one of the lights isn't working, replace it.
Well, duh.
Yeah. Also, at some point, if there's a lot of abnormal white smoke coming out of the car, possible head gasket, contact a Renault dealer.
Yeah.
Because, of course, if your head gasket is blown, that means you're leaking compression.
Yes.
And if it's white smoke, you're definitely leaking coolant, or at least you're burning it.
Yes.
And that means your car is very quickly gonna do nothing anymore.
So then you
Because
take the like the freaking the water thing for the plants, and you put it over the car, and then you're all good.
wait, Jim,
Yes.
have you actually like? They also gave it as a disclaimer that like sometimes if your car is hot and you want to check the coolant or refill it, that it says to wait. Because if you're like this is for anybody that owns a car. If you want to add coolant, wait till it's cooled down. Because if you don't, and it is still hot, then it's pressurized. So if you open it far enough, it's just
They
gonna.
have a very good time.
They're gonna get showered with like steaming hot fluid. That's gonna be like burns on your skin. Because you're just throwing boiling liquids that were pressurized, but then suddenly have an exit. And if you have a lot of pressure in the system and a sudden gap, such as opening a cap or a hole, then all that pressure wants to leave through that, meaning it's gonna spew out of there. Yeah, just wait till your car's cooled down. Like, just let it sit for like half an hour. Possibly feel the engine a little bit to make sure that it's not hot. Or if you have a temperature gauge, which mine doesn't, look at the gauge and see if it says if it moves. If it doesn't move at all, you're fine. Like then it's cold, you can just go ahead.
Yeah, and if it's hot, just turn on the airco.
That's actually a thing. Yes. Like if your engine is overheating and like a little bit of coolant or needing more flow, the best thing you can do to get some heat out of it is turn your AC on full hot. because that means that some of that hot coolant is dissipating that heat into the air conditioning system and then into your interior. Meaning it's going to be a tad bit cooler once it enters your engine again. So in conclusion,
Oh, people can hear
if
the
your
rain
car is
now.
overheating,
Very slightly.
yeah, I can't hear it.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
OBS can.
Yeah, slightly, but that's just bad weather. I do have
No,
one annoying
it's
thing
called
about
ambience. It's deliberate.
I do have one annoying thing about driving though. A slight drizzle, which like my wiper has 3 modes. One with an interval, where it just wipes once, waits a couple seconds, wipes again. But I also have a continuous slow and a continuous fast. It's really annoying if it's not raining enough for that interval one. So like, yes, it's raining, but not enough to turn the wipers on completely, or at its first mode. So what you're stuck doing is wiping once, then waiting longer than the interval period would to wipe again.
Right.
But hey, that's the limited functionality of my car. Like,
So why did you
have
buy this?
some well, first of all, they are good cars. Second of all, I might have been slightly influenced by Reddit.
I mean, the more you talk about it, the less I'm convinced that it's a good car.
It is a little bit of a shitbox, but it's fun to drive.
Right.
Like, the seats are comfortable. The suspension's soft, which means it isn't just like you can go over some small bumps and not feel it. So that's good. It is not fast, but that just makes it more difficult to break the speed limit. You know, you get to save money. It's also a very efficient car. I've driven just over 300 kilometers with it already, and I've just used over half a tank, so I could pretty much do 600 kilometers on one tank, which is pretty efficient for a car, especially from 2007.
Okay.
So so it's pretty fuel efficient, and overall just like the looks are just really good. It is unique. Because we all, like, pretty much all modern cars look the same.
Do they though?
Like,
the Cybertruck looks different.
that's just a Cybertruck. But if we talk about like any other car, which basically these days your only options are a crossover or an SUV. Those are the two options you get. So then it's even better if you have if you have a car that's shaped unique. And my car is shaped very unique in that sense. Like, it is just the headlight, like from the front bumper to the rear bumper, which is like 3 meters, if not less. It's a small car, yet very spacious. It can seat 4 people. Yet you're not getting a 5th seat like in modern cars. You have 4 people
Yeah.
that can sit in it, 2 people that can sleep in it. It sadly doesn't have a sunroof. Or a full, like, my roof is closed. So, there's that. The interior for its age is still in pretty good condition. Of course, it rattles a little bit, but that's expected from an 18-year-old car.
I
And it's
don't know,
just...
man. 18 years old. I think an adult car should stand on its own 4 wheels and should be independent by now.
Yeah, it is a... like, you can rely on it. Like, so far, it hasn't let me down in the 2 weeks that I've had it, basically. Or the week that I've had it, pretty much. Like, I've done, I think, 330 kilometers on it now. Which is quite a distance, but I do 60 a day. And it doesn't help if there's traffic as well. Traffic jams suck.
True. This whole episode, we've only really been talking about your fucking car.
And a slight bit of politics at the start.
Yeah.
So, shall I take a look at the news then? You know, just
The
some...
title is just gonna be like EU and Bush's Twingo.
Yes. What in the Dutch government is this?
Oh no. That does not sound good.
But the Dutch government is apparently giving a museum
What?
1.8 million a year.
For what?
For the biggest painting of the Netherlands.
Oh. So it's the Nachtwacht.
No, it's a panorama, but it's 40 meters high and has a circumference of 120 meters.
Right.
Like, it's big. Let's see, what else do we have? A janitor that apparently is being suspected of making child porn, you know?
Okay. That's
Yeah.
that's not good.
Holy shit. Like, we're far enough along the video to start cursing right now. Apparently, the school he's working at, he would sneakily take pictures and videos of children, which can be seen as pornographic. In total, 100,000 pictures and videos.
Damn.
Yeah. And he did some stuff with 2 girls, but it's in a short, like, not really too much has happened.
Okay.
Like, surface level.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Don't make child porn. Don't do anything weird or sexual with children. Just don't. Unless you're also a child as well, but even then, like, you're both children. with what I mean. If you're both 17 and you have the proper talks and you have the proper knowledge.
But Jules, 17 is adult in some states.
Yes. In some parts,
I don't know why, but it is.
I think in some parts of the world, like if somebody's seen something about this, like on the internet, because of course, they joked that it was just memes about some people looking at the age of consent in a certain place. But I think at some points it's 12. Of course,
Right.
I put Africa here basically, but that is too low.
So I know there are some states in
18?
America actually where a 12-year-old is allowed to get married if like the parents approve.
Yeah.
It happens very rarely, but it apparently can happen.
Yeah.
And why do I feel like that's mostly like used to marry kids off?
You know, if it gives the entire family money, then some parents might go ahead with it, not caring for their child at all. You know, who cares? The entire family's gonna get money, so let the child. I guess the child doesn't matter anymore.
Oh, of course not. Why would they?
Yeah, like it is. It was still funny to see during COVID that all of a sudden, like children's mental health came into the picture. To me, it just seems like you just figured out that children also have mental health. Like, wait, children can get depression?
Wow.
It just sounded like they were just figuring that one out. And I was just like, huh.
Right.
So it seems that if you're a child, nothing matters.
Well, no.
Huh. Good thing I'm an adult now. I'm old enough to make my own bad decisions.
Yes.
By the way, Jim.
Yeah.
I have another thing you could draw.
What?
On the desk. And it's blue. I just heard something connect.
Yeah, that's
and
my
disconnect.
phone charger.
Why do you have it connected to your?
Because that's the closest, like, you know, I don't really have like a, what do you call it?
You don't have
fucking socket,
like
in a convenient space for my phone.
So you have like one of those things with multiple sockets?
Yeah, I'm using all of them.
Have you considered chaining them together?
That's not safe.
I know. I mean, of course, like that isn't safe to a certain degree.
Here's the thing, why is my phone not charging? Oh, it is now, okay. I guess I just didn't have it plugged in properly.
If you have a bunch of low intensity devices, for let's say for example an alarm clock, how much power is an alarm clock gonna use? Nothing, basically. Like if you then have like one of those things with like 8 sockets, you connect to another thing with 8 sockets, so now you have 15 because one of the 8 is used to connect the other one. You connect 15 alarm clocks to it. It's probably not gonna do nothing but work because it hasn't reached overcapacity yet, which means it's still safe. However, in general, people are stupid and are gonna try to do it with like deep fryers or something that uses a lot of power, like heaters. And then you're creating a fire hazard if you put a lot of heavy devices that use a lot of power together.
Yeah.
That's sort of a general rule of thumb. Don't do it. The fact that I've done it, but I have on the expansion one pretty much like a phone charger. I think a CD player that's basically turned off all the time, my alarm clock, and that's pretty much it.
Right.
I'm not gonna pull anything more.
I have
from that.
my computer.
Yeah, computers use a lot.
4 monitors. Actually, wait, are they connected to that thing? I think they are.
Yeah, we had to do a lot of cable management to get that to work.
Yeah. My internet router.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
But
Wait.
yeah, 4 monitors take a lot of space.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like you have one of those stands where you have two above each other.
Yes, I do.
Have you also considered those stands where you have them like next to each other? Because I have one of those and it cleaned up a lot of space underneath my, like on my desk. Like, it is
I don't think that I can't do that because like my one of them is not the same as the others, and I don't think I can put that one on one of those.
Yeah. But like what I have one of those clamps to my desk. So
Yeah.
like it is just clamped on there and like 2 monitors. I still have to clean my desk up enough so I can use my drawing tablet again. And potentially draw something.
Yeah, you'll draw. Next time on Bushblade.
If I'm gonna do that, what I'm gonna do is grab the office and draw a tipped over can of beans with beans spilling out of them on my side of the desk. So then I've spilled the beans. You know?
Yeah, I guess you could just add them yourself, yeah. Actually, can you? Do you have the... I don't think... Do you have the PNGs or do you have the actual Krita file? I think you only have the PNGs.
Yeah, but like, you can import that into Krita, right?
Well, yeah, you can.
And then draw over it.
Yeah.
It's just not
as, like...
The quality might go down, but... You know? It would be funny.
Yeah, it kinda would.
And then I can also add Twingo myself, if I spend enough time on it.
So here's the thing though, there's like another saying that means the exact same thing, that's spill the tea.
Oh yeah. Wait, that's a better one. You know what? You know that the big fuck off mug? Just that one filled with tea.
Oh my god.
That's actually not a bad idea. Like, for those who don't know, I have a mug that's 0.8 liters of, that can hold 0.8 liters of liquid.
Yeah.
And it says size matters. And it's actually like serious arm training. Where you have to take those first sips. Because you have to be careful because it's hot. Because I put tea in there. Because tea is always a good idea, so you have that. And then you have to very carefully take a sip. and it remains hot for like an hour. Like I can make that mug of tea, wait an hour, and then drink it because only then is it cool enough to actually chug in one go. But you're not doing it in one go, you're doing it in 3 because it's too much liquids to drink in one go. It's amazing. I would highly recommend those mugs. I also just realized,
What?
like we have our logo, right?
Yeah.
My mind went weird and was like, we could do merch, and then it went to a keychain with the logo on it.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm still not completely sure about our logo. Oh, let me pull it up.
Like the sort of leaven twig sword.
Well, that's not. I don't mind that. I like that.
The Bushblade.
Logo. Like, I just, but like when I had that, after that I was like, now what? And I just drew the moon and wings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess you could drop the wings.
Yeah. But like, I don't know.
What is it? I'm not sure if I have paint somewhere, but I could, in theory, 3D print the thing and give it a little hole somewhere to put it on a keychain.
Right.
Like that would be an option, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. Also, merch right now probably isn't a smart idea
No.
because we are not nearly big enough to afford that.
No.
Because merchandise costs a buttload of money.
Yeah.
And yep, this podcast isn't nearly big enough. So if you do want merch, make sure to subscribe. So we know that you want to see more of us rambling about useless things like cars,
Yeah.
or politics.
Yeah,
Any
yeah,
other
very
dumb
useless
shit that has
things,
happened. Useless things, politics,
Yeah.
governments.
Yeah, why do we have that? Why do we ever invent that? Who invented that? The Greeks or something?
To make sure that, things are decent. Like, I understand why governments exist. It is to keep order and, have some stability. However,
Yeah.
the way that the governments have sort of went is just the wrong way and bad. Like, a government needs to be decisive. Otherwise, nothing happens. And sure, there have been laws that have been passed like here in the Netherlands over the last couple of years. But not really that much.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we as the people need to be able to vote more, in my opinion.
So we had a thing for that. And then basically they had like a system that they tried like a few times where the government will make a decision, and then before the decision is final, we got to vote on that decision if we wanted it or not. And they tried it like once or twice, and then people voted like against it, and then the government did it anyway, and then people got mad, and then the government got mad. Well, not the entire government, but the people that wanted this whole thing to be a thing, like the people that like I think it was like D66 or something. They wanted this to be a thing. And then they got mad because people didn't understand what it was. Because it was just like... It was not that we got to decide something. It was basically like, sort of like advice, right? It was like... literally just asking an opinion, right? Like, it was just that.
Yeah.
You know what was even stupider?
What?
So then they stopped it. Because they didn't like what we said, basically, right? And then they were like, we do want to try again with a binding one. Meaning, that means they have to take what the people voted into consideration.
Which it was, I guess, was the whole point of it.
So basically they went from, we can't ask them for advice, but letting them decide shit, we can do that.
Yeah. But like the last time we got to vote was, I think, for the
provinces. Or not provinces.
No, for like like an actual decision. I think the last time was for fireworks.
Yeah.
Like to make them illegal or not. That was the question.
Yeah.
And
they are illegal now, right?
I think they are.
Good.
Or at least, although at some parts it was a little bit set up confusingly, where it was just like, are you against or are you for making it illegal?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't really clear if you voted yes, that it would be like, we're voting where do you want it to be illegal or not? Like, that wasn't really clear. But I think it is now indeed illegal to which is good, because I still can't get over the fact that in the actual news, they have had a thing where they interviewed someone, and that person told their story about how they got injured with fireworks.
Yeah, I know exactly what clip you mean.
And he just said, it didn't go off. So I hung my head over it to see why it didn't go off, and then it went off.
You know what's worse to me about that clip?
What?
That they went to the guy and asked about it.
Well, he did tell basically the dumbest story ever.
Well, yeah, but
saying,
like,
I was too dumb to realize you don't put your head over fireworks.
Yes, but also you are asking this guy to relive his trauma.
In this case,
like,
I don't really care for it because it is that dumb.
Yeah, but also, like, this is kind of weird.
Like, if it's actually a traumatic experience that they were suffering from, then I would say don't do that. But because he basically did the one fireworks sin that you never do, then yeah, I see it as basically deserved.
Maybe.
Like, as a small child, even then I learned, don't put your head above the fireworks or in the path of the fireworks if they were to go off.
Yeah.
Because that would mean that your head is gonna get stuck, or your head is gonna get stuck in between and you're gonna get hurt quite bad. And we don't want that.
Yeah.
So that prevents that from happening. But some people don't listen to that. And then they end up, you know, in a hospital with the rest of the people that made the same decision. Like, which is so bad because that basically means you're clogging up the medical system.
Yeah.
With your unnecessary pain. It's basically, you could say it's almost the same amount of embarrassment as accidentally falling on something. And you know what I mean by accidentally falling on something.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody pretty much knows that. Like, oh no, I accidentally fell onto this shampoo bottle and now it's stuck. Like, as soon as you go to like the nurses with that story, they all know you were just shoving it up there and it got stuck, but you're too embarrassed to say that, so you just say that, well, you fell. Like, I've seen posts where they basically said, just tell them what happened. Like, they already know. It's no use keeping it hidden.
I'm gonna end the recording because I need to go to bed.
You need to go to bed.
Yes.
Well, then I guess we do need to round it off.
Yes.
By having one thing left to say.
I can't find my thing there. Okay.
We're not experts.
But we were here.